Sports, where we review all the best sports clips from around the country. We're with Undisputed, talking about whether or not the Bills will defend home turf against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's break it down.
Wins this football game. This is Armageddon in Buffalo. There is no way. Let me give it to you first. I do have Buffalo winning this game. I got them winning this game 31-28. It's going to be a close game because 13 seconds run between these two franchises. But when you look at it, Buffalo, 8-1 at home right now. 8-1 at home. Do you guys know this is truly the first playoff road game for Patrick Mahomes? You know, which blows my mind because he's been so incredible outside of the 3 Super Bowls. The 3 Super Bowls, he has a passer rating of 79.7. And those 3 Super Bowls, that's crazy. At home in those 12 playoff games, he's like 112, 113. Yeah. So he's comfortable at home.
Yep.
He's away now. He's away where it's less comfortable.
Neutral
right.
Except the Brady one was at Tampa.
At Tampa. But that's surprising when I saw that. That was surprising. I mean, because, you know, he won a couple of those. He won those Super Bowls, 2 of them at least. So I was surprised by that. I say to Buffalo, if you don't win this game, you got to tear the house down. You'll never get Kansas City Chiefs in a better position to win right now. You're going into this game with this mentality. Buffalo's 8-1 at home. We don't lose at home. This is our home field advantage. Kansas City has been there and been a problem for us. And you get a chance to remove them at home in front of that home crowd. I know you're depleted, but I'm going to see the most Superman that I've ever seen. And I know we keep talking about the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I understand when we talk about elite quarterbacks in the same conference, But that's about where those similarities end. You know what I mean? Because these 2 guys are totally 2 different comps from Peyton and Tom Brady. Peyton and Tom beat you purely with their arms in their brain, shoulders up. These guys will beat you waist down.
They will.
Waist down. Josh Allen running the football and then Patrick Mahomes just buying time and putting that ball in there. I said Buffalo win this game because with the issues Patrick Mahomes have on the road, the drops that they had early in the season. I saw Travis Kelce drop more balls than anybody last week.
That is correct.
I don't think that's all going to come together in Buffalo. They're going to be rabid crazy. I give the home field to Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Patrick Mahomes playing another AFC Championship game again.
Oh, so you got
Mahomes. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs in a tight one, 27-24. He's beaten them in Buffalo back in 2020.
He did.
He beat them, was it 26-17?
Yep.
So he went on the road. He's played in that stadium, although that was a couple years ago. When you look at Buffalo's defense, they're falling apart.
It's decimated.
They're falling apart.
Real quick point. They're probably going to be down 5 starters from their regular season finale against the Dolphins. So they're down 5, and 3 of their backups are out.
So
they're down to like third stringers.
You up against it.
You're
going to need 3, maybe 4 people on the offensive side of the ball at the skill position. Dalton Kincaid, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Cooks. You're going to need them to play lights out.
Way up high. Take it up.
Way high to help the defense out. I understand when you look at the drops by the Kansas City Chiefs offense throughout the course of the season, and even what Travis Kelce did last week, at times dropping the football.
Yep.
But there's a young man named Rashee Rice who all of a sudden, in his first playoff game, emerged to a whole nother level. So that gives Patrick Mahomes a comfort level.
Yep.
Okay, and knowing that despite the weather conditions and all that, this young man came to play. Okay, and he can carry that over against his secondary in that defense. And so when I look at it, I'm like, you know, Michael's right. If Buffalo doesn't win this football game, they've got to look to do some different things. Okay.
But see, so how does that make sense, though? I understand, you know, theoretically, the Bills need to win this game. But we just established that their defense is decimated. So when they say that, oh, the Bills, this is their best chance to beat the Chiefs because they're not as good, well, then why do the Bills not get a pass? Because the Bills' defense is decimated. They're down like 8 players. They're down to their third stringers, as Skip just said. So it just doesn't really make sense. And then again, Keyshawn Johnson just kind of again said how the offense has to just be like absolute perfection. So it's just like we're giving the benefit of the doubt to the Chiefs, that saying that they're not that good this year, so the Bills have to beat them. But then we're saying that the Bills have to beat them even though their defense is completely depleted. How does that make sense? I can't reconcile the two. In the previous years, when the Bills lost to the Chiefs had an elite team, okay? They had Travis Kelce in his prime, the greatest tight end in the history of the NFL. You don't think that's a benefit? They had Tyreek Hill, one of the greatest, most electric wide receivers in his prime. You don't think that's an advantage? They have Andy Reid, the greatest offensive head coach, if not just the greatest head coach in general in the NFL history. You don't think that's an advantage? So again, it's just not fair. It's not fair to put this all on Josh Allen, to say that Josh Allen is losing those games, or Josh Allen isn't good enough. Josh Allen doesn't have the elite weapons that Patrick Mahomes has had in the past. Josh Allen doesn't have the elite offensive genius, absolute genius, with well over 2 decades of success in Andy Reid. No, he keeps getting new offensive coordinators and a defensive head coach. Okay? So enough with this nonsense. It's like you just expect Josh Allen just to be able to magically win. And the reason why Patrick Mahomes hasn't been on the road at all, because their teams have been so good. So that's why they've been, at home all this time. But you saw his stats in the Super Bowl, not that great. Patrick Mahomes is definitely more comfortable at home. And now finally he gets a game on the road, and it's going to be against a very depleted defense. And people are saying that that's excuses. Oh, you're making excuses for the Bills. It's not excuses. It's the reality. An excuse is cheap. A reason is real. Okay? It's just that simple. Okay? If you were late for work because, your girlfriend or wife or whoever was violently sick and was throwing up like crazy, and you were helping take care of her, and you got late to work, is that an excuse or is that a reason? There's a difference. An excuse is, I was just so busy this morning, and I just had a lot going on, and I just got distracted. I was reading the news, and then my mom called me, and they're like, okay, that's an excuse. But like, my girlfriend, my wife, my mom was violently sick and was throwing up like crazy, and I had to figure out if I was going to need to take her to the hospital. That's a reason. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. So let's not pretend that Josh Allen has had these juggernaut teams, these great elite teams, and that he's just dropping the ball and they're not winning. Because again, they're trying to paint the picture that if Josh Allen doesn't win this game, they need to blow it up. He's not good enough, this, that, and the third. And that's just not fair. I mean, listen, I think they should fire their coach regardless, Sean McDermott, because I think you got to give Josh Allen an elite offensive head coach. That I do believe in. But again, Josh Allen doesn't play defense. So what do you want Josh Allen to do? If Josh Allen puts up 28 points, let's say the Chiefs win 31-28, is that Josh Allen's fault? Josh Allen throws for 3 touchdowns, rushes for 1, 350 plus total yards, rushing and passing. And what are we supposed to say? Oh, Josh Allen needed to do more. He needed to score more touchdowns against an elite defense like the Chiefs have. It just doesn't make sense, and it's just such an imbalance of expectations and resources that each team has to them. Yes, the Chiefs' offense is definitely better right now, but their defense, they're literally signing players off the streets right now. Like literally. People that have not been playing all season. How are we going to act like that doesn't matter? If having big, legit players on your team didn't matter, well, then Patrick Mahomes would just win every single year, and this season he would be undefeated because it doesn't matter. We know that's not the case. We know that's not the reality. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. Would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this one. I read every single comment. And please don't forget to subscribe. We are building an amazing community here, and it's truly growing into something very, very special. And I would absolutely love to see you part of it. Thank you so much, and see you next time.